Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Back on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel here, talking a little best ball. And this time, I got a special guest for you guys. You guys know him as Coachspeak Index. Maybe you've seen his shows, Greg Branos. What's going on, Greg? Great to have you on the stream today.
What's up, man? Thanks for the invite. Great day to chat some ball and hang out and draft.
Perfect, man. It's Sunday. Like you said, it's a little light on the pressers, but we'll still get some Coachspeak in there. I did just want you to hit real quick. If you guys haven't checked this show out, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel over at runpuresports.com, and check out all of Greg's work over at Coachspeak Index. Greg, talk a little bit real quick about your work for anyone that hasn't heard about you.
Yeah, I spend my entire life watching press conferences of head coaches and offensive coordinators and general managers, and also, extra media interviews that they do either with team media or national media. It's over 4,000 of these per year that I watch. And during training camp, during the regular season, it's about, it's like 80 hour-ish work weeks of this. So kind of morning till night, just watching these pressers. And I take notes while I watch them, every important note from these pressers. And then when I'm done watching it, I put them straight into the corresponding team thread in the Coachspeak Index Discord. And it has proved to be a really huge information edge.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just love, you put out stuff on Twitter too, which obviously go follow him at Coachspeak Index over on Twitter here. He'll put out some snippets, but obviously the good stuff you get early. You throw it in your Discord first. Make sure all your members get it so you can check him out over there. Get in the Discord. Greg does great work. And I followed him for a while. And it's funny because Greg just randomly popped on the stream yesterday and was like, hey, we got to do a stream together. And in my head, I was like, I was literally going to DM him the next day. So I'm really glad you reached out. I'll be going on Greg's show this coming Wednesday. So it's going to be a good time. But plenty to talk about, Greg. We got all this injury news going on. I want to get to kind of the biggest stuff from a Coachspeak perspective here. But I got to ask you first. I don't know if you know this. I'm a huge Luther Burden guy. There is nothing right now. Mum is the word on the Coachspeak or any type of speak on Luther Burden. Obviously, right when we get some type of speak, I know you'll have it, but we got nothing right now.
Yeah, this is the Chicago Bears way. They don't release.
I am blind.
That's right. We didn't hear last year on Roschon Johnson. They went, it was 21 plus straight Ben Johnson pressers, plus the Declan Doyle and Ryan Poles pressers, where none of the reporters even asked what was going on with Roschon Johnson, who at the time was presumably maybe the RB2. And we got that same thing this year. It was three pressers or so. Nobody asked about where Kyle Monangai was. He was missing practice. And now we got this Luther Burden situation. It's really funny online. The quote tweets and replies and takes of some people are like, well, if it were bad, we would have heard something by now. And then other people were like, if it were mild, we would have heard something by now.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, just as knowing, I guarantee you the people that are saying, well, if it's bad, we would have known by now. Those are the people like me who are wishful thinkers and are just praying that nothing is seriously wrong and he's totally fine. The truth is, I don't think anyone really has an idea. You got people on Twitter saying he got hit in the nuts. Then you got people saying it could be a serious lower leg injury. And we're like, okay, you know what I mean? What is it going on? One guy gets hit in the nuts, Greg, and then all of a sudden it's okay, maybe this guy just got hit in the family jewels.
It's like the song says, the nut bone is connected to the knee bone, right? Is that how it is?
That's what it says, right? Nut bone. So yeah, that we have that, and I think it's going to be interesting because we are going to get into a 5-5-5. I got into it. We're waiting for, I think, 2 more people here. So if anyone wants to draft with us, we are 10 of 12 right now. So 2 more spots left over on DraftKings. So check that if you want to draft with us here. Someone says I'm on the wrong mic, so I will fix that for a second. And that should be better. Thank you for that, DFS 79. Appreciate that. But
I'm not sure that was the wrong mic.
Ooh,
that other one sounded kind of good to me.
Really?
Am I crazy?
Does this sound worse?
That one sounds worse. That one sounds like you're in a barrel at the bottom of the ocean.
Really? So this is I was on not my mic. So the chat was right, but now you're saying it was wrong. Maybe it just needs a second to settle in there. I don't know.
Yeah, good fella saying the first one sounded better. This is the blue dress, white dress thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
2013.
What do we think? Should I go back to the
person says this one is better. This is the Luther Burden thing that we were just talking about.
Damn it, I'm having mic issues now. Okay, no, this one is far better. All right, we're just going with this one. We're going to stick with this one here. I'm sorry if I sound awful to some and better to others, but hopefully that levels out, Greg. That's what I'm hoping. You know what I mean? Zay Flowers was another one. Some are saying it's minor. Have you heard anything else from a Coachspeak perspective or any reports on him?
I think Mentor said to someone that it's minor.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard too. So no. I assume from a drafting perspective, you're staying away from Luther and you're okay with Zay, or what are you doing with those two?
I was in a DK flagship last night, and I took Luther Burden in the middle of the 5th.
Okay, okay, I'm okay with that.
I feel like you got to right there.
Okay, what is obviously if he gets put on if he's missing 4 weeks or something what is the limit to where you're like, okay, I'm not drafting this guy? What would they have to say? Half a season he's done for, but obviously the ADP would adjust, so you wouldn't be needing to draft him in the 5th. But where is it where you're like, hold on a second, I draw the line for best ball?
I mean, the like you said, the relative ADP is so important in this kind of hypothetical here. I mean, we've seen this with other guys in the past who are going to miss half a season, right? They go around the kind of 120-ish range or so.
And at that point, I feel like I would just keep going because I have so much burden. It's how do I not draft him if he goes in the 120s or something? So I think I'd just be in, but I also think what's interesting about him is not just about him, but what it does to Colson Loveland and Rome Odunze. Mm-hmm. And I'm really high on Burden and Colson Loveland. So I have them very high in my ranks. Rome, I have him kind of at ADP or just below, but it would obviously bump those guys up. And that's kind of interesting talking points too. And I've still seen guys pulling, Luther and Loveland up. I did a draft this morning on DraftKings, and I saw a guy just said, screw it. And he took him at the 3-4 turn still. So there's some drafts where Luther's fallen. And then there's some drafts where he's kind of sticking in that 3-4 turn range, which I think is interesting. Some people are just maybe disregarding the injury a little bit and just hoping he's okay.
Well, he's also had kind of an elastic ADP this entire drafting season, I think. There were points where he was going kind of into the 4th round, and then we start getting this Ben Johnson saying, I'm buying Luther Burden stock right now, and he goes up into, you see him being drafted in the middle of the 3rd round sometimes, and then after a while, I don't know if people forgot about that stuff or what, but then he started sliding back towards the end of the 4th round again. And that was before any kind of injury stuff. So obviously, when you factor in a potential injury, you're going to see that rubber band kind of expand even a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, depending on the draft you're in, it can go, end of the 3rd round to the middle of the 5th. And that's kind of with everything going on right now. So he's just a polarizing guy, because some people are in the camp of Rome, not Luther. Some people are in the Luther camp. And I feel like they're very one-sided one way or the other. So it's just like, okay, which one's going to win out here? And then the Burden injury kind of shakes things up even more a little bit. But another guy I wanted to talk about, and by the way, one more, we just filled the 555. So I'm going to pull that up. As I pull that up here, one other guy I wanted to bring up, because I know you have a very strong take on, or you did, and now you're telling me you may have softened a little on this take, but it's JCM. I'm starting to see JCM kind of fly back up the board a little bit. People are starting to get very interested in him, where he kind of fell a little bit in the middle of the summer, from where he was going at the beginning. He kind of fell a little, and now he's kind of coming back into that 15 to 120 range right there on DraftKings via ADP. What are you doing with JCM? Because I know earlier in the year you were saying I'm kind of out on him.
Yeah, earlier in the off season, I mean, well, first of all, going back to the draft, there were comments that they were making that made it pretty clear that they were really thirsting for Jeremiah Love to land in Washington. And kind of the entire offseason, they've been very open to okay, this is a competition in the running back room. We don't have a clear RB1 kind of situation here. And obviously the pass catching stuff was such a minus to his game in the past, and in the pass protection as well. So you had this thing of, all right, he may not be seeing high value touches when it comes to the pass game, when it comes to the goal line, because Rachaad White is actually, say what you want about him as a runner, but he's actually pretty good near the goal line. And Katron Allen, I mean, his nickname is Fat Man. That's another guy that you can give the ball to there.
Fat Man. That's by the way, that's a sick nickname right there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So then if you have this kind of in between the 20s guy who's not getting a lot of pass work, then I just thought that was a really tough ADP for him to pay off. But apparently they've made this big focus on him trying to be a thing in the pass game. Dan Quinn has talked about how pinpoint accurate Jaden Daniels is at setting up these running backs and being able to put it on the right shoulder to where they don't have to stop, right? They can just kind of catch it in motion and keep going. And the thing that I have said with Krosky Merritt is that this guy obviously has the most juice of anyone in that backfield. So it would make sense for them to really zone in and focus on this pass game stuff. Whether he's able to fully pick it up, we'll see. But I would like to take some shots on him just being adequate enough to where he catches 2 balls a game. He obviously has that explosive ability where Blau is kind of scheming up some screened touches for him. He can obviously kind of house that stuff. We saw him house 30-yard runs last year. So that takes a little bit of the concern of the goal line roll stuff out, right? If you're not getting to the goal line, if you're just taking it in from the 30, then that's obviously beneficial. But yeah, it's just, all right, if this guy is the best runner in the backfield, if this guy has the most juice, and they're trying to add more stuff to his game, obviously they're trying to get him onto the field more, then yeah, it just makes sense to have some shares of him.
Yeah, a couple things. And by the way, we are at pick 11 here in this 555. We are almost up. A couple things with JCM. One, for me, I think a couple the things that concern me about him still, I do think he's the best runner. But what concerns me is the ball security issues from last year. They were not having it last year. If you watch those games, when he made a mistake, they yanked him. And they were cool with playing 3 running backs. They'd go to a 4th. They don't care. They do whatever it took in game. It was very, kind of flowy, game flow via okay, it's not like he had it And maybe he has a longer leash this year, and maybe that's kind of what you're selling, which is possible. We are up now, Greg, so I'll pivot back here. James Cook is at the top of the kick. Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley, Kenny Walker. Who is your guy here in this range?
Yeah, I probably just go by ADP here with Cook.
Okay.
We're talking about getting him more involved in the pass game this year, which would be really cool. And
Ty Johnson got hurt too, which is interesting here. So Ashton Genty and Kenneth Walker both go, which would have been my perfect.
I was hoping Walker would come back.
Yeah, he was the next guy I wanted to get into.
Yeah, this would be Saquon for me.
This is so you got no issues with Saquon, because
Saquon's
another guy that's starting to fall a little bit here. We got to talk about these two guys here in a sec, but just to finish my JCM point out, I don't hate JCM, but he's definitely a guy I'm lower on. And if he's the Ramondre Stevenson in that range from last year, this year, that's definitely going to hurt me, because I'm very low on JCM and I haven't really started to buy. I got a lot of, what'd you call him? Fat man. I got a lot of fat man at the end of drafts, Katron Allen. I could see this team, the Tunsil injury, by the way, really
that's brutal.
JCM.
That's really bad for the run game. It's also bad for the pass protection stuff, because that's Jaden Daniels' blind side. Yeah, not good.
Wouldn't you say it hurts just the overall team?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's a brutal injury.
Yeah, so if the overall team is really affected by this injury, like the worse they are, I think the better chances they kind of will give more leeway to a Katron later in the year or something like that. So I do think in the beginning, though, you're going to see mainly JCM and Rashad. And as long as JCM doesn't really mess up, he probably does have most of the rush stuff in his bag. But, the one thing is, if he starts losing the football, they're not going to put up with that for very long. And he struggled with that last year. So I think that's, everyone talks about the passing game. I think I'm worried the most about just ball security. If he does all the little things like pass protection, ball security, if he has that stuff down, he's going to be on the field, I think, a lot. It's more those things for me. The added passing would be just a bonus. But we just drafted James Cook and Saquon Barkley. You brought up James Cook as someone that could get potentially more passing work. Ty Johnson did get hurt. Ray Davis earlier in the week, I think, picked up a little injury or something like that. So, I mean, that only helps James Cook, who, despite getting all these high value touches, they only played him I think he was on the field 60% of the snaps. It's not like he wasn't like the Christian McCaffrey role of 80%, but he was just always in for those high value touches. And that offense is so good, Greg. It kind of makes sense to me. I know Zane Donati was also on the camp of the passing work and love James Cook. Yeah,
we hear this passing game work stuff so much out of every camp, every season. So we'll see, exactly how much of that ends up being true. But Joe Brady on August 3rd on James Cook said, "You saw the best running back in the league last year. I expect James Cook to take another step this year in different elements of his game and to continue to be the workhorse as a runner." So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I would say that that's pretty bullish for James Cook here, and I'm fine. I need to click James Cook a little more. So I'm glad that we clicked them here. One guy I wasn't glad we didn't get was Kenneth Walker, who I'm sure you saw the Pat Mahomes comments, Greg. But Pat Mahomes was pretty much just they're like, "What are you excited about?" Pretty much, and he's just like, 9. he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get that guy the ball and find ways to get him the ball." And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, Kenneth Walker might lead the league in rushing touchdowns. He might just crush in this offense here. We're up. I'll get your Kenny Walker take in a second here. By ADP, with Josh Allen still on the board, we do have James Cook. That's interesting. T. Higgins is still here.
Yeah, we could do Allen or Higgins, either one.
You tell me. What do you want to do? I mean,
let's do Allen.
All right, I don't do Allen, so I
I don't
like it.
either. I don't think I've taken him at all this season. But he also just like so rarely is in this area.
Yeah, he really does fall, and it's obviously the Cook thing kind of helps with us, but okay, this is an interesting spot here. Javante's at the top of the kick. I have Colson Loveland kind of
Let's
in this
do it.
range.
Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
So are you? I never even asked you with the burn stuff, but are you buying the Bears as like a team? Because I think that's another topic of conversation. Like the Bears, some people thought it was kind of fluky at the end of last year. Like they ran good. So some people are like, I'm kind of selling on the Bears. Some people think their ADPs are all too high. I feel like it's just a great offense to buy into, whoever you like.
Yeah. Well, they ran good, but they ran good in like the third and fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what if they put together 4 good quarters on a fairly consistent basis in year 2 of a Ben Johnson offense? Like, yeah, we shouldn't expect for year 1 with a rookie tight end and a rookie wide receiver and Caleb Williams learning this offense to be like the ceiling of what we can expect from them. Ben Johnson, obviously, just like an absolutely diabolical offensive play caller. Caleb Williams getting more comfortable in the system. Like, is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? No, but could he help these guys produce in this offense that's going to be like probably a little bit of a lower ADOT and just like can he throw a 5-yard pass to Colston Loveland and Luther Burden and let these guys really go to town? Yeah, absolutely. They have a good offensive line as well. They have a good run game there to help support the offense, and the defense is down like several players right now. Kobe Bryant is going to be out, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. Kyler Gordon, there's like no timetable on when he's going to return, so they could be chasing a lot of points this season. So yeah, give me these like elite pieces in this kind of concentrated Chicago Bears offense. Yeah.
So Luther Burden goes right there at the 4-5 turn. I agree 100%. Like my point is like, does Caleb in this offense have to be perfect? To your point, and the answer is no. He doesn't have to be perfect. He gave us like 1.5 good quarters almost a game when they were good. Like you said, imagine if he gives us 3 quarters of a good game, even not even 4, just 3. And I wanted to bring this up, and you probably still could find all the coach speak on this. Remember last year, all the coach speak about Ben Johnson being mad with Caleb because he wasn't picking up the offense. So they spent their entire camp like drilling in this offense that Caleb did not have a grasp on. And this year, we're not even hearing about that. I think that's the biggest point about Caleb Williams that nobody is talking about. Ben Johnson hasn't said a word about Caleb did this wrong or Caleb's still learning. He's not talking about that. He's talking up Caleb like he's already figured the system out, and just year 2, it's going to be even better. It's not like, oh, we're making these mistakes, these pre-snap. Remember all the pre-snap mistakes they were just making and he kept talking about? I don't hear that at all anymore.
Yeah, no, it's completely different. Okay, we're on the clock here.
Lamar Jackson just went too. So Roma Dunze's here. We could do the Rome thing. Bucky Irving is here.
I think I would be in a Bucky at this spot.
Okay, you're a Bucky guy. We'll put Bucky, and then let's see what happens with the next pick. Maybe old Rome falls back to us. I doubt it, but that's okay if he doesn't. I think there's
another guy
really good pick coming up too.
There's another guy I might would prefer.
There's a guy I definitely prefer, and I bet it's the same.
Is it Jordan
guy.
Tyson?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. So the kick loves Cardell Tate, and I'm just like, give me Jordan Tyson. I want Jordan Tyson over Cardell Tate. I'm sorry. I like Cardell Tate too, but I think the offense, I would rather bet on the Saints offense. Mm-hmm. And Jordan Tyson just looks so good. Like if he stays healthy, He is going to be a fun fantasy receiver.
Yeah, and we got word from Kellen Moore in a press conference yesterday that they've kept him mostly inside in the slot, and that they will move him outside and kind of build on that. But with the young guys, you want to start them out at like one, maybe two spots, and then kind of add on top. They have talked about his versatility, so it's nice to know that like, okay, obviously this guy is going to be on the field in 12 personnel, so it's not like he's a slot only guy, but for him to be working out of there is going to give him such advantageous looks. And I could see Jordan Tyson having more catches than Olave this year.
It wouldn't shock me at all, or even just more touchdown. Like maybe it's not the catches, but maybe it is. But I think he's going to be a heavy red zone threat.
Yeah.
Like he is going to be a guy. You see it already. Like just the ability to just go up and get the football. He's gonna do really well. And Tyler Shuck loves to sling the rock, so he likes to push the ball downfield. I think it's gonna fit perfectly with this offense. The receivers they got, like Olave and Tyson, are like perfect. I feel like to mesh with Tyler Shuck.
Oh yeah,
so
big time.
All right, this is the 555 on DraftKings. We are through 6 rounds so far. This is our team from the 11 spot. We started off with a 1-3-1-1. James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, Colston Loveland, Bucky Irving, and Jordan Tyson. I mean, I like it, Greg. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a gam start right here.
Yeah. So from a roster construction standpoint, what is your favorite build on DraftKings? Do you like going with the kind of like the zero wide receiver, like the running back approach on DraftKings, and then building from there? Are you like, more into the wide receivers early? What's the preferred path if you could pick?
It all depends on the spot that you're picking out of. I mean, my favorite would be any of the top 4, like the Gibbs, Bijan, Jamar Chase, Puka. Like those are great, and then you get some really good stuff right around the 2-3 turn as well. But I also love being on the back end here, especially in a draft where like Jeremiah Love might fall at the 3-4 turn. But getting this double running back start of like 2 really incredible running backs like we got here, or also Kenneth Walker being up there as well, and Ashton Genty, I really love that. As far as a total build, I think probably by far the most common that I have is like 3-5-8-4, where I have kind of like 4 later tight ends in a situation where basically with the tight ends, either I'm getting Brock Bowers and ending with like 3 tight ends, or I'm kind of going 4 later tight ends.
Yeah, one, I love getting stud tight ends, whether it be Loveland, Bowers. I think, Warren, who Boofy Guy in the chat says great value in the 6th round. I don't have like a ton of Warren, but the fact that they still haven't signed anyone, Alec Pierce hasn't practiced from that offseason ankle surgery yet to this point. Josh Downs is hurt with a groin already. Like, Greg, they're running out of guys quick. I mean, if we start naming off the backups that are running right now in practice, people will be like, who in the world are these guys? I mean, it makes the Miami Dolphins receiving core look good.
Yeah,
which is
it's brutal.
Something.
It's really brutal.
Yeah.
Nick Westbrook-Akine, Ashton Doolin, Laquan Treadwell.
Oh, how is Laquan Treadwell still going right now? How is he still in the league? That's insane.
Because he's on a team with Ashton Doolin and Nick Westbrook-Akine.
All right, we're almost up here on the clock. Couple receivers still. I assume receiver would be the path. Tucker Kraft is on the board, but we don't need tight end. By ADP, Michael Wilson, Sutton, the Indy guys. Mekhi Lemons at the top of the kick. You got Jaden Reed here.
I think I'd do Downs here probably.
Okay. I'm a big Downs guy, so I don't really care about the groin. Are you a Michael Wilson guy? What are you like into any Arizona pass catchers?
I think he's fine. I think he's a fine receiver. I think he's an above average NFL receiver, definitely a starting receiver.
Yeah, I think so too. He just goes there. Makai Lemon we could pair with Saquon,
I
Jaden Reed.
we we might be able to push Lemon back. He's really been falling
Yeah, so
in
let's
drafts. Yeah,
let's
let's do
try
Reed.
that. You want to do Reed?
Yeah, let's do Reed.
Okay, let's do. Are you a Reed bull or a Reed plays in 2 wide receiver sets this year, or are you not
I
into that as much?
I I don't think he plays in 2 wide receiver sets unless Matthew Golden like really flops on his face in 12, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll be good enough to kind of hold on to that. Dude, do you know how many routes Jaden Reed has run out of 12 personnel in his career?
It's like 11 or something like
8.
that. 8. Oh
8.
my god, I should have went lower. It's insane. I knew it was really low. 8 is insane. I've had this argument with Sacrilegious, I feel like 5 different times this year on Jaden Reed. And he's like, but what if? And I'm like, dude, they don't, for whatever reason. I think he's good enough to do it. They just don't believe it. They're going to give Golden the first crack. And now people are starting to, there's good talk coming out of camp with Matthew Golden. There's some good stuff going on with him. So people are like warming up to the idea of like maybe Matthew Golden just was a rookie last year and they didn't need him to be amazing. And he had like a little growing pains, you know what I mean? But the signals that they get rid of Romeo, they don't try and resign him. They lose Dontavian Wicks, right? These are kind of signals like, okay, and then they don't bring in another like solid receiver. That tells me they're pretty comfortable with Golden, Reed, and Watson being their 1, 2, 3, however you have that order. So I'm cool with any of them, but I always thought like Golden was a decent buyback bet,
Yeah, and it is possible that we just see more 11 personnel from the Packers this year. I know Luke Musgrave is dealing with something.
He's always hurt.
He really is. So maybe LaFleur is like, okay, well, Matthew Golden is going to be out there at X, and Jaden Reed is like, would you rather have Jaden Reed out on the field or Luke Musgrave out on the field?
I'll always have this argument with, like, I don't even know why coaches don't just lean into their best players. Some coaches just lean into what they always do, or like, their stuff. And I'm like, you have really good receivers. Like, lean into it. Use those guys. But who knows what they're thinking? It does feel like maybe he's talked about like less of a rotation with those guys, which I feel like that is good for Jaden Reed, right? Just in general.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we did tack on. Now we have 3 receivers here: Tyson, Downs, and Reed. It looks like a quarterback run is happening right now. We do have Josh Allen, so I'm not crazy worried about the quarterbacks, and we do have some stuff set up. Alec Pierce goes. The fall on Alec Pierce is Stephon Diggs just went ahead of Alec Pierce, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, I saw Diggs go in the 60s in the draft last night.
60s?
Yeah, but this was like a pretty wild hair draft where he had some more weird ones. But then he kind of like corrected at some point.
So there's a few different Wandale Robinson.
Damn, I was gonna say Wandale.
We could do the Golden.
We could do Golden Reed. Yeah.
You want to try and set up Packers?
Let's do it. Let's do Golden Reed.
All right, let's do Golden here. And then hopefully we just don't get sniped.
Yeah, falling behind it. Receiver there a little bit, and that kind of just like almost locks down one receiver.
I see
spot on a weekly basis for us.
I see your boy JCM popping up. The kick is the kick is like it a little JCM. I've noticed it start to pump up the JCM stuff here. So I would only do that if we got like sniped though. Which I don't think he's going to go Love just because Dart's there. Let's see what Tolbert's team is. I doubt he has Packers. Yeah, he's got Burrow. Oh, he does have Tucker Kraft. Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
Well, Perfect. So we get the Jordan Love stack here. Not a quarterback I go after a ton, but when I have two pass catchers, I think it fits nicely, especially for our team where we kind of waited on receiver, but we still got his wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3. However you think that shakes out, those two guys are going to be 2 and 3. Maybe not targets 2 and 3 because they got Tucker Kraft on the way back, and that dude's a absolute beast. But I like our team so far. We kind of have quarterback settled here, Josh Allen and Jordan Love. So my next question is, we have two quarterbacks. We're through 10 rounds. When you take Josh Allen, which you said you don't do a lot, are you done with two quarterbacks?
Oh, I don't think I've taken Allen at all this drafting season.
I think that's my third or fourth share, maybe.
Yeah.
So
I was talking with JJ Zachariason about this. I don't know if you can call it a strategy, but just like thinking through this type of situation where there's a player that you don't draft a lot of for whatever reason, if it's you're fading him or you're just never in position to get this guy. But when you do actually draft them, just going lighter than you usually would at that position. And then if they're a big hit, then like, all right, that really helps this team a lot. I don't have to worry about real depth at that position. And then if it doesn't hit, then like your kind of fade worked out over the season.
Yeah, that makes some sense to me. Khalil Shakir popping up. This is one of the reasons why I don't love the Josh Allen stuff and I don't take him as much. And I think a lot of people fall in this camp. Like, no one wants to click the Khalil Shakir button. No one wants to click. Everyone's terrified of Dalton Kincaid and DJ Moore. I don't know. Does this play into your Josh Allen, not clicking Josh Allen as much? I know the kick is lower on Josh Allen, or just taking quarterback at that range. But I don't know. In my head, it definitely does play a part. Just like, do I really want to click Khalil Shakir in this range?
Yeah, for me, that doesn't really factor in. For me, it's like, where does Josh Allen go versus where the other QBs go and the other, kind of Konami code.
Yeah.
QBs go. Like, if they were all going in the fourth round, like they have in years past, right? Like last year, I think Jalen Hurts going in that range, Jaden Daniels and those guys. But now it's Josh Allen going in sometimes the second round, kind of 2-3 turn area, and then Lamar goes in the fifth, and then Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts are going at the end of the sixth round. Like, the 2-for-2s that you get with those other elite QBs are just so much better than what you typically get with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I totally understand that. That makes a lot of sense. And there's just those, like you said, the ranges, the Konami code, the ranges of quarterback, those pockets where you're just like, man, quarterback is just the best position by far. And how am I not clicking that position there all the time? My boy, we don't even get to talk about the chance of taking him because Keaton Missile goes at 121 there.
Damn.
Are you a Keaton Missile guy?
I like to mix them in. I think I have around 12 or 13%, which maybe is more than mixing him in. We need qualifiers for like what each percentage is.
I was gonna say, I got like 25%, so
wow.
I do more than mixing in. I'm a Keaton Missile bull, and I knew this was gonna happen though. Like, people are already seeing him catch the football, and they're like, okay. So Tyler Shuck falls to us at 131. I think if we wanted a quarterback, we could do that with Tyson. Coker, Higgins.
I'm really into Coker and Higgins.
Dude, I mean, Higgins goes with Packers. Coker is the overall better one. Which one do you want to go with?
Well, let's do Coker.
All right, let's do Coker here. Maybe Higgins falls back to us. Maybe, which would be nice for this team. But I do feel like Coker was probably the right pick over on DraftKings here. And Tyler Shuck goes, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see. If Higgins does go, who would be like the next pick for you?
I think maybe it would be Chris Rodriguez.
Oh, over Tyrone Tracy. What's the Chris Rodriguez buzz? You like the split working camp?
I just think he'll get enough.
Ah, damn.
Damn.
Higgins goes. That's all right.
That's brutal.
So would you want to go running back here?
Or we can go Shaheed. There's
I mean,
some really good coach speak on Shaheed, man.
Is there?
Yeah. If you click him, I'll give it to you.
Well, which one would you rather, Rodriguez or Shaheed? You tell me.
Let's do Shaheed.
Let's do Shaheed. All right. You said there's good coach speak, and he pairs with Coker, so I kind of like the week 17. So we did still get some correlation, and we could still get some Houston guys later. There's still some Houston receivers we can take
and
take
Schultz
later in the drafts, and Schultz. Yep. So we've got some plays. But do you want to talk a little bit about the Rashid Shaheed coach speak here?
Yeah, let me find. I think there were a couple. Okay, so July 27th, Mike McDonald was asked what having a full offseason can do for Rashid Shaheed in the offense. And he said to see the improvement in the timing between him and Sam Darnold in the spring was really exciting going into the offseason, and I think they've picked up right where they left off. I know they put in some work throughout the summer as well, so that's definitely paying dividends. Quote, it's something that we just have to keep attacking. What are the ways that we can get him the ball? What are his top routes? How does the timing work out? All those type of things, end quote. And then on August 3rd said, after this first week, trying to get Rashid Shaheed the ball on some of those deeper targets is definitely a point of emphasis. Went on to say that he and Sam Darnold are in a really good place. The challenge of the camp is how far can we take it? That's what we're focusing on right now. How far can we take that relationship? How far can we take his route tree? How great of timing can we create with those two guys? And then also in a separate presser, talked about how with JSN, like he's going to be number one in the progression on a lot of plays, but when is it best for him not to be that? Like, I think it was also in Hard Knocks where he's talking about, the whole like Michael Jordan thing. Like, we don't want to like exclusively run it through just one guy. Like, we need some more people to kind of step up. And Rashid Shaheed came in, midway through the season last year, obviously got a really big contract extension with them this offseason. Now, part of that is due to his special teams and returnability, but also gives them, a real weapon on the field at receiver.
Yeah. And we've seen, some teams who don't value the special team stuff as much. And they've had huge issues. Was it the Rams against the Seahawks a couple times where their special teams kind of screwed it for them in games that were very close and were kind of like game-changing plays. And so guys like Shaheed, actually, it makes sense, like leaning into the special team stuff. But the offense, I love hearing like, that type of coach speak for someone like Shaheed, who I always thought was super talented. We're up here, so we'll get back to that. But this
might be a good spot for Woody Marks here.
Are you a one? I was going to say, I'm
not a Woody Marks guy, but this is like a really big.
I was going to ask you about Lloyd too, like what you're doing.
I love Lloyd
because the kick is pushing him way up the board.
Yeah, can't we get him on the next go round though? Probably.
I would think so. Do you want to go Woody here? We
may as well. We're like a little bit behind it at running back.
So right now, just so people can hear, our running backs are James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving, and Woody Marks. And Tank Bigsby goes there. Dalton Schultz is here. Marshawn Lloyd. We can get a wide receiver if we want to go there.
Would you rather do Algier or Lloyd?
I don't know. I feel like our team, Lloyd kind of fits our team better, even though it's a reach.
It's so early.
Or we could go Schultz.
Let's do Algier. You want to do Algier?
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I got it. I might have got Schultz.
All good.
That's all right. So either way, that kind of fit our team. We got the Packers stack. We leaned into Houston. Maybe we get lucky and we get Lloyd on the back.
Oh wow, he just went off. Damn.
Yeah, I had a feeling
Nova.
he was getting pumped up a little bit. That's okay. That's all right. I mean, are you buying that at 160, or are you kind of like, okay?
If I'm forced to, I was getting so much of him in like the final round to
I
start
know
to start
nobody
off.
wanted to click them.
Yeah, and I have been just kind of like chasing him up the board, but man, he's gone. He's gone so far up now.
Yeah, Mac Nova's watching, so Mac Nova is he's hearing the talk. He said, I got to take Lloyd now before someone just. Trust me though, Mac Nova, like this is a high stakes draft. These guys, we saw Keaton Missile get pulled up the board. They don't care. They'll if they love a guy, these guys are totally fine pulling a guy up. I don't know, 20 picks. It doesn't matter. You saw the kick. I mean, the kick I never seen the kick be that high on Marshawn Lloyd, where it was pick 158 or 155, and the kick, he was the second spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. But what's the Algier stuff here? Because you like Algier. I've got a decent amount of Algier, and I've got
I've no Algier
on Love.
I've no Algier.
Okay.
Yeah, I've thought his price is a little too expensive. I mean, they spent the third overall pick on Jeremiah Love. Like, how much work is Algier really going to get? You know, they can Nathaniel Hackett can say all these things about, you know, all these guys are going to touch the ball an equal amount of times or whatever he's trying to infer there, but it just would not make any sense whatsoever. Like, that's a great way to get fired, whether it was your pick or whether it was the owner's pick at number 3 to just like make this kind of a running back by committee. Like,
first of all, too, I'll add they signed Tyler Algier just like their moves, and then picking Jeremiah Love is a mystery in itself, by the way. But maybe they just, you know, they wanted to put butts in the seats. He was one of the most exciting players in the draft. You know, you just lean into that a little bit. I don't know, because running back for a team like the Cardinals, I just don't know if that really made a ton of sense, to be honest. Trading back and maybe getting some more picks and still getting like a good player in the early first would have made more sense to me if that was the case, because you paid Tyler Algier, but it's a bad offense. Like, it's a bad team. I just worry about in general, how does that offense prop up Trey McBride, Jeremiah Love, who go in the second or third round most of the time, either one, and then Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson. I don't think they're going to let Brissett just whip it around the yard 50 times a game like last time out. Tank Dell does fall to us. Are you a Tank guy?
I'm good taking some shots on him. I could also be into Jonah Coleman here.
So we have 2 week 10 buys for running back. We have Bucky and Saquon. So that would be a third.
Yeah, I could be in a Tank here. Was actually hoping for A.D. Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, I'm an 80 guy too. So let's do Tank, and then let's see. We could do the Jonah thing and just, you know, week 10, we're a little thin at running back if he falls. I'm also into Zachariah Branch. When I hear Jahan Dotson is the guy he's got to beat out, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, I'm good with either of those two guys. I know Sidekick is recommending receiver here.
So right now we've got a 2-4-7-2. I mean, you like Jonah, right? You like Jonah?
I'm very much into him at pick 182 for sure.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do Jonah Coleman. That gives us 5 running backs here. We have 2. I mean, we have 3 top tier running backs, and then we got 2 guys kind of late or later to add in Woody Marks and Jonah Coleman. I never love trusting Sean Payton running backs, but I will definitely take shots when they're the running back in the 180s. You know, get him 15 picks past ADP. So I only click Jonah though when he falls, which he does fall sometimes. So I do click him when he falls like that.
Yeah, he's starting to get some good steam from reports in camp. He's a guy that Sean Payton, they asked him like, hey, who's kind of popping? And he took a few seconds to think about it, and he's like, the young rookie running back,
Now,
Jonah Coleman.
what's the reliability on Sean Payton comments? I need to know, because I can't imagine that it is very high, but maybe I'm wrong on this.
Well,
I know you have it.
For his usage and workload, it's not good. It's 50% reliability rating. His reliability rating on injuries is actually very good. Now, this isn't an injury situation, but just like kind of painting this picture of Sean Payton as a reliable narrator. But yeah, I mean, both he and their offensive coordinator, Davis Webb, have been talking him up a little bit. Obviously, there's the contingency value of if something happens to J.K. Dobbins, which we've seen many times before, then he could all of a sudden become a really big part of that backfield, and he might even be able to, play himself into a big part anyway. If they're just like, okay, you know what, we'll play R.J. Harvey like as much as we used to play Jaleel McLaughlin, and then we'll kind of like use these other two guys more. Also, Coleman, bigger guy, could see him getting some red zone usage, some goal line usage there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a bet against JK. Like, if JK doesn't stay healthy, I think that's very bullish for Jonah. And maybe he just, like you said, maybe he just wins some goal line stuff anyways to take some of the load off J.K. Dobbins, who can never stay healthy. That's another way to go. But I love your take on RJ, because that's how I view him too. I think his role is his role. And the reason why they drafted Jonah is to keep RJ in his role. If something went down with JK, they can just plug Jonah in, and they don't have to make RJ's role what it was last year, where they were trying to fit like a square peg in a round hole. I don't think I don't think Sean Payton wants to do that with RJ. I think he sees him in a specific way, and he wants to keep him that way.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right, so we are through 16 picks here, and we have a 2-5-7-2 build going. You say you're normally into 4 tight end builds. I know the kick pushes the 4 tight end builds a lot. We did take Colson Loveland.
I forgot we have Loveland on this team.
Yeah, so we have Loveland and Schultz. We were kind of thin at receiver, and then we went like receiver heavy with Tyson, Downs, Reed, Golden, Coker, Shaheed, and now we're adding Tank Dell. So we've got 7 receivers. We don't have like an elite receiver, but we got a bunch of solid receivers, I feel like.
Yeah, man, we got Mac Nova and Peter Jennings on our left here.
Yeah, Mac Nova. Look at Zachariah Branch goes after I talked about Mac Nova is just I got to stop saying players' names. So Mac Nova.
Yeah,
doesn't
this is definitely a Tyquan Thornton pick coming up, by the way.
Ooh, a Tyquan Thornton over Cyrus Allen, the GOAT.
Cyrus Allen's already off, but yeah.
Okay. Not the. Are you not a Ted Hurst guy?
Ted
Hurst goes.
He's all right.
All right.
Yeah. No, not Tyquan Thornton. I was just saying that so we can get Pat Bryant.
I love it. Let's do it. All right. So Pat Bryant here. Yes. Thank you. All right. So now we've got our 8th guy here. I do think there's tight ends you can get with the very last pick. So I don't like.
Yeah.
So are you into a 6 running back here? Do you want to go with another receiver?
I think we probably go another receiver.
I think Caleb Douglas is interesting. Keenan Allen's at the top of the kick. Do you like Keenan Allen?
Keenan's very intriguing in this range for sure.
I think our team, we kind of could use a Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Like we kind of get lucky and Keenan signs, and he signs to a solid team, and he can get us like a few double-digit weeks. I think this team could use a Keenan. Probably not an upside score, but
not with the Colts.
Please, no.
Any other team.
We don't want the Colts. What would be your preferred destination for Keenan?
I mean, for this team, for Keenan overall. Man, I'd probably say Atlanta might be one. Yeah. With if Tua's going to be the QB.
Perfect with Tua.
Yeah.
Yep. It would hurt my Drake London bags, but it would be a perfect fit.
Isn't it crazy how far Drake London has fallen? In like he was going 16 before, now he's around like 21.
Yeah, what is that? And Caleb Douglas goes there. Damn it. All right, now this is just funny, okay? It's not even like we're playing. Do you have Malik Willis? Okay, he has Malik Willis. I'll let up. But what is with the Drake London fall?
I think people are just scared of the QB play.
Did they realize that Drake London has dealt with shitty QB play his entire NFL career?
Yeah. Are you just tuning in to the NFL?
I mean, like Michael Penix and Tua. If you literally told me build me out like carbon copies, like two lefties that aren't very good, soft toss, like dude, these are very similar players. Like I think Penix is better than Tua. I think they're going to give Tua the first crack because he's got a little more mileage in the NFL. So I think it's easier to go from Tua to Penix, especially because Penix is coming back from the injury. So they can kind of use that as an excuse to slow roll him and stuff. I don't know if it's necessarily like Tua's just totally outplaying him. It's just an easier way to go from one to the other and not have like issues. But I don't see that many like differences between those guys.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tua's actually a pretty bad quarterback.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. All right, so the kick is kind of pushing up the tight ends here a little bit. We do have 2 picks left. Ooh, my boy Xavion Thomas goes here. It's always tough in these high stakes drafts because all the guys that you like to take in the 20th rounds, these guys that they know, and they're taking them in the 18th, 19th, 20th
Darnell
round.
Washington going off here. Somebody took Charlie Kohler in the 18th round. I was thinking maybe we get him with our final pick.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't even get a Charlie Kohler in the 20th
Unbelievable.
round anymore. This is crazy stuff right here. So we're good at quarterback. We have 5 running backs. I don't think we need a running back, but let's look at the running back list, and I want to hear if you see anyone that you like.
Nope.
Just literally nobody.
Braylon Allen.
Oh, you like Braylon Allen?
Sure.
Interesting. What's the take on Braylon Allen here? Is it just like you don't buy the Davis, or he's banged up now?
Well, I mean, he's a different profile than Isaiah Davis. Isaiah Davis more of a kind of third down back, and I think the contingency value is there if something were to happen to Brees.
Okay.
And big, strong, young running back who they like.
So we don't have to go running back, but it's good to have some queued up here for these positions. Eli Raridan's at the top of the kick. Are you buying the Eli Raridan stuff? I started to click a little
bit, but I am definitely more Michael Mayer.
Okay, well I'm cool with going a little Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Let's go. Michael Mayer's your favorite?
Yep.
All right, so let's do Michael Mayer first. And then let me pull up receiver. Any of these receivers, you got Jalen Knoll, another Houston guy, Tyquan Thornton, Kendrick Bourne, Skylar Bell, if you buy any of the Skylar Bell with Josh Allen, Brennan Thompson, who I'm pretty high on as a last pick.
I think I'm either Thornton or Surratt here.
I got a ton of Surratt, so let's do Thornton then, since you're not into Knoll, right?
Not.
Let's do Thornton.
Not really, yeah.
That sigh, I got it right when you gave that sigh.
Well, they seem to really want to lean into heavier tight end sets this year, and part of that is just like grinding out the game on the ground. And as far as the receiver is concerned, obviously it's Nico Collins, and Jaden Higgins is the other guy that they've really been kind of blowing up. And I mean, I remember in like 1 or 2 drafts, I did the like Tank Dell and Jalen Knoll thing, which is like fine enough. I don't know that I love doing it with like the 15th round pick in 20th round pick. I think 18th and 20th round is like fine enough.
Yeah.
But like Tyquan Thornton on DraftKings, where the deep ball is you get some bonuses for 100+ yard games. Yeah, like what if Cyrus Allen is just another in a long line of Chiefs rookie receivers who get all this hype in camp, and then once the regular season rolls around, it's like, hey, where is this guy?
Well, here's my other thing too. I don't think they have a player who can play Tyquan Thornton's role. I don't think Cyrus Allen can play Tyquan Thornton's role.
Yeah, he's more Rashee Rice.
He's more Rashid Rice. I think Cyrus Allen would actually hurt either Worthy or, well, maybe, I mean, I guess Worthy could. They tried to, that's another guy they tried to like, do more than he probably can handle doing because of the Rashid Rice being hurt and stuff in past seasons. But I don't know. I think Tyquan Thornton, they really just want to use as that like deep guy that's just consistently like, and he probably will like catch a few. We saw it last year, right? Like teams focus on stopping Rice, K9, all these guys, and then like Tyquan Thornton just big play for a touchdown. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't have at least like 1 or 2 usable weeks.
That's the key right there. And I think he does. I think his role, expands a little from last year. And if that's the case, he seems like a pretty solid 20th round pick. On top of the fact, I think you're just going to see less Mahomes running, but I think you're going to see the run game be way more effective with Kenneth Walker, which is going to open up the play action, which is Tyquan Thornton in you know what I mean? So it kind of fits perfectly because I think the run game being better is going to make the play action pass way more dangerous for Pat Mahomes in that offense. And that says to me, like, Tyquan Thornton big plays are very possible this year.
Is there any kind of like graph or study or anything out there that says like, hey, this is kind of what you need to get, like this is how many usable weeks you need to get from like this round pick?
I don't know. That's a good that'd be a great study if anyone want like how many usable weeks do you need from your 20th round pick or whatever to I would say not really that many, like 1 or 2 honestly at most is what I would say. I've seen teams where like literally their 20th round pick never never plays and they won. I mean, look at the Millie team last year.
Yeah, there are winners where there's a guy who got injured and is out for the season where they took in like the 8th or 10th round or something.
The winner had Trey Benson and DJ Giddens on their team last year.
Wow.
The winner had 3 usable running backs just about all year.
Oh, man.
That's it. Ramondre Stevenson, DeAndre Swift, and Bijan Robinson were the only real usable running backs that team had all year. But he just ran friggin' pure at the end and just absolutely crushed. It's crazy.
Incredible. Yeah.
All right, so here is our final draft in the 555 over on DraftKings. Here we went a 2-5-10-3 out of the 11 hole. James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, Colson Loveland, Bucky Irving, Jordan Tyson, Josh Downs, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Jordan Love, Jalen Coker, Rashid Shaheed, Woody Marks, Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, Jonah Coleman, Pat Bryant, Keenan Allen, Michael Mayer, and Tyquan Thornton. I actually really like this team, Greg. I feel like we're really strong at the quarterback. Running back, I actually think we're pretty strong too, honestly. And then it's just the bye week thing that sucks, but that's just 1 week. And then we have a stud tight end in Loveland. So as long as and then we stacked up our receivers. We got 10 receivers at our weakest position.
Yeah, and some really good receivers here, man. Like I love Pat Bryant this year, and again, like Tyquan Thornton, like this guy could put up multiple usable weeks, and then we do the Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden thing, which you would think most weeks you're going to get at least one playable spot out of those guys. Coker and Shaheed, getting them a little bit later is awesome. Yeah, this is we definitely dug out at at receiver here.
We definitely did. We had to dig out. That was the thing. When you go with your first 5 picks, you go running back, QB, tight end, running back. You got to really dig to get out here. But I think we did a pretty good job. We did a good job of like getting some big play guys, but then also getting like some Josh Down, Jalen Coker types to level us out a little bit, give us a little more consistency, hopefully, for DK scoring. And then we got like the fun, like the Jaden Reed, the Rashid Shaheed, Tyquan Thornton, like the big play guys here. And Pat Bryant's getting a ton of good talk up.
Patty Ice
camp. Yeah. So I like the way our team filled out. If Keenan Allen signs somewhere decent, that's when this team becomes really, really fun.
Yeah, and I think Michael Mayer is going to be a very usable tight end. Obviously, they have Brock Bowers there, but I think they play a lot of 12 personnel with Kubiak there. They talked about Mayer being being a good part of that offense, and then there's that obvious contingent value where if anything were to happen to Bowers, now you've got a guy who's going to be not the focal point, but like a key part of that offense, along with Colston Loveland and Dalton Schultz is kind of like a nice floor guy there.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% here. Mac Nova's in the chat now saying, not my favorite team, but hopefully it works out. I will say this, Mac Nova, I think you drafted a pretty solid team here, although I do see Tua Tagovailoa and Daniel Jones as 2 of your 3 quarterbacks. That I'm not a big fan of, but you do have Brock Purdy.
I think DJ is going to be fine.
You're not worried at all about the the running, the obviously another leg injury and stuff like that. He's had a ton of them. You're not worried at all about that?
I would be more worried about his like traditional style of play that lends itself to him getting injured, but I'm not really that worried about this Achilles.
Okay.
Yeah, he's reportedly looking like really good and running around a little bit.
That are the reports out of camp are he's hitting really well right now. He's doing really well. I am gonna pop in one more 25, Greg. I don't know if you want to hang out for one more draft.
Sure, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So if anyone wants to get in with us, I'm pulling it up on my phone right now. This is in the DraftKings flagship best ball over there. $25 to enter. The biggest tournament in best ball going right now is over on DraftKings. $20 million prize pool, and they will crown 3 millionaires at the end of this tournament. Greg, 3 different people are going to walk away with $1 million or more in this one tournament. Absolutely insane what DraftKings is doing right now. So I'm popping in. If anyone wants to enter, I'm jumping in 3, 2, 1. Hop in, $25 over on DraftKings. We are one of 12 too, so we are going to draft with friends and family here. If anyone wants to get in, pop in and draft with us. Let's get one more going, then we'll head out. All right, Greg, I do. This was a fun 5-5-5 because I don't think I've ever built one where I've started with 5 non-receivers. So that is fun, especially getting the stud quarterback and the stud tight end. I like spreading it out a little bit in these higher dollar stuff. So I do enjoy getting a little Josh Allen hedge is what I would say that team is. It's a nice Josh Allen hedge there. You got to do like 1 or 2 Josh Allen hedge teams just in case now.
Got to.
Yeah.
In case he drops that 60 bomb.
It is funny though. The kick. Oh God. The funny part about Josh Allen is he can do it against anybody.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing is like you're fading the best player who can just at any point, even the tough matchups. I sometimes worry more with Josh Allen because I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks. He needs to really be pushed to get like the high ceiling games. Like
that Rams game back in what, 2024?
Yeah, my buddy smashed for like a ton of money in DFS that week because he had like the full Josh Allen core game stack or whatever, and he's just an absolute horse, and that game went nuclear. And those are the fun games, like for DFS, for best ball. Like you catch those games on like an advancing week, and you're men. Like you don't have to worry about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny that I see Keon Coleman at the top of my kick, and I have one share of Keon Coleman. Do you click him at all? Do you ever click a Keon Coleman?
I think I might have one share. He would be like my 21st round pick.
Yeah, I'm with you, Greg. He'd be my 21st round pick too. That way I never have to click him as long as I live here. All right, so we are filled in this $25 here. So I'm going to pull it up right now. Draft is about to start. We are picking out of the 5 spot, which to me is a total bummer because I'm with Greg. I like being 1 through 4, and then I like being 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I was in one last night where I was in and it feels like this always happens, where I'm in the 6th spot, and like Amon-Ra St. Brown goes 4th to push Jamar Chase down to 5. I'm like, my God, this never happens.
Never.
When I'm at 5.
Never happens when you're at 5. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. That's the best though when it happens and you catch something like that. Mm-hmm. It's like if you remember drafting at the very beginning of draft season and randomly you get like the Jahmyr Gibbs at 3 or something like that, which happened a few times. It was like, yes, I get Jahmyr Gibbs at 3 because Bijan was always going at 1 in the very beginning. And then you'd get like some guy who take Puka 2 or Chase 3 or whatever. And you'd sometimes get Gibbs at 3 or 4 is the crazy part about the drafts earlier.
The good old days.
No, they were great days. Remember Deebo Samuel was going at 170 and Stephon Diggs 150. I mean, what days we're in now where Deebo's in the 120s and Stephon Diggs is going as high as 60?
Yeah, Stribling was going in the 180s, 190s.
Yep. Oh, those are the days.
You could get Marshawn Lloyd in the final round. You could get Jonathan Brooks in the 130s.
Oh, the Brooks stuff is the Brooks stuff is it. Chuba is now going. I've seen Chuba go in the 110 range, so it's totally flipped. Are you Jackson Smith and Jigba? Are you Amon-Ra CMC?
I'm usually JSN. Every once in a while, I'll do CMC here.
Which one do you want to do here? Do you want to do CMC or JSN?
Let's do CMC.
All right, let's do it. It's funny. You can tell, like, the way people react to your like. I could tell that you just don't enjoy clicking the JSN button. You're the exact same way I am.
Yeah, I just hate the 5 spot. Like I like getting him. Sometimes he'll fall to like 7. Mm-hmm. When you're picking there, and like that's fine. This whole like middle of the board, I don't love.
It sucks too because after JSN, like all these middle guys, they fall to like 10, 11. So it's just like, you're like, okay, it's whatever. Do you ever pull a guy like a Genti or Cook to the 5 spot? No, I don't do it either, but I see it happen sometimes where people will pull a Genti to the 5, James Cook to the 5, and maybe just do like it's easier to get like Josh Allen with James Cook and Achane. Like it's easier to get that stack because you can get Achane normally in that range sometimes, which I understand, but I'm with you. I don't do it. Kenny Walker goes in round 1 here, which honestly, I think he is going to probably end up being a first round pick.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Genti going at 10. So that's interesting here. We've got some different picks here in the first round. The beginning, though, pretty standard. We went CMC at 5. JSN fell to 7. JT, are you a JT guy?
I am. Yeah.
What's the JT? Because I have JT over. I actually ranking wise, I have JT over CMC, which could be really bad. But I just feel like that offense is as condensed an offense as you're going to look at.
Yeah, he's obviously a bell cow for the Colts. They have a decent offensive line. We saw him smashing last year, and I think if those guys stay pretty healthy, like Josh Downs, maybe they bring in Keenan Allen, obviously Tyler Warren, and we'll see when Alec Pierce is back. But Steichen is just a really good play caller.
Yeah. So Drake London, AJ Brown. Do you have a take?
I'm AJ Brown here.
AJ Brown. What's the AJ Brown love? Is it just like the new offense, Drake May? AJ Brown's going to be the key focus. They gave up a lot to get him. What?
Yeah, it's the Josh McDaniels, Drake May, like faster paced Patriots buzzsaw offense. Like they had a good offense last year with not a ton of great weapons.
Mac
around. Around. They had Mac Nova there.
Yeah, Mac Nova. They had Mac Nova, but shoeless. You know what I mean? Up until if that guy could play football without cleats, if they didn't make, he would definitely play barefoot. 100%.
For sure.
Like, dude, no one wants to see that. Put your cleats on. We don't care about your feet. Just put your cleats on. No one wants to see that shit. And Kyle Williams played at times. I mean, like, they literally, when you think about that Patriots receiving core, it was not very good. Like, no way teams were, like, worried.
Yeah, you could say it was kind of booty.
Yeah, exactly. Now they got A.J. Brown. Everyone is going to be worried about A.J. Brown.
And they got Dobbs, too, who's a good NFL receiver.
Is he going to be more a slot guy, though? I think he's going to be more a inside guy for them.
Yeah, it feels like he's going to be more of a big slot.
Which I kind of like, honestly.
Yeah.
I kind of like that for him. They lose Diggs. They get Dobbs. They move him inside a little bit more. They got Booty, Matt Collins, and A.J. Brown, who I think are going to mainly play on the outside. And then maybe Pop Douglas is the other, like the fifth guy. Maybe it's Kyle Williams. George Pickens just went. We're at pick 29.
I'm Love here.
You're Jeremiah Love?
Yeah.
Okay. I see my Jeremiah.
Oh, you're not clicking him much, huh?
I don't. I only click him normally when he falls into like the back half of the third or the fourth round. I told you I don't love this year. I don't love the fact that this offense is going to be, I think, really bad, and the team is going to be really bad. And I just don't see how they prop up. Like does Trey McBride not pay off his tag this year? Does Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson explain it to me that way? Like how do these guys like get there?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, running back is a little bit different than the receiving core, right? Like the running back is going to get a certain amount of touches on a weekly basis. And I mean, this is like one of the best running back prospects that we've seen in some time. The Cardinals have a good offensive line. Mike LaFleur, we saw him use Breece Hall quite a bit when he was the Jets offensive coordinator, and Breece Hall was a rookie. We saw a couple games with like 11 targets and 9 targets there. Obviously, Jeremiah Love, really, really good in the passing game. He's just such a great talent, and usually these guys go off at the 1-2 turn, and we're able to get him in the third round. Like, I'm betting on talent and opportunity here.
The industry as a whole has adjusted though, because Jeremiah Love 3 years ago, I guarantee would have been going with the 1-2 turn, like 100%. And then Marvin Harrison happened, and Ashton Genty a little bit, right? And some of these other guys that went early and disappointed. And people are like, okay, bad team, new coaching staff. Like, who knows? They got Jacoby Brissett as a quarterback. It could end up being Carson Beck towards the end if they're really bad. Do I want to buy this? And I think that's holding his price in check, or actually lowering his price in some drafts. Like in some drafts, I've seen him go as low as like 42. Like he's fallen in some drafts. So I do think that's probably some of the cause. Luther Burden's at the top of the kick here, which I think is interesting. Obviously, knowing the injury stuff, do you want to click him?
Let's do it.
Oh, yes. I mean, You don't gotta
Cross
tell
my
me
fingers.
twice. Yeah, just let's start praying now. Guys, let's pray. You guys see that 27% right there?
Oh man.
let's,
Oh baby.
let's just pray that Luther Burden is okay. Okay. If anything, pray for JSU and his Luther Burden bags right there. So I think the only person who has bigger bags on Luther Burden than me is Davis Maddock right now. So let's all just say a prayer for us that he is okay. There's still no news. Has there been anything that's leaked out since we've been on? I haven't looked.
Breaking news on Luther Burden.
Oh my God.
He's out through 2032.
Oh God. Oh, it's over, guys. It's over. You want to see me cry live on stream? Well, that would do it right there. I might start crying for the first time live on stream. Okay. Well, whew. Let's get some news. I mean, I don't understand. So the Monungai thing, we had to wait 3 days to figure out, oh, he's fine. He's back at practice. Like, It was funny. They gave us the news, but they didn't tell us, like, he was going to be suiting up. And then all of a sudden, like an hour later,
He's just back.
they're like, oh, Kyle Monungai is participating in camp. And he's in pads too, Greg. It's not like he was, just did a couple drills and then no, he was like full pads and was out there with everybody.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing ever. Burden Hurt has to help Rome then. Yeah. If Burden is out for an extended period of time, it's got to help everybody else in that offense. But you'll see that. You'll see the ADP go there. So David Montgomery's here. I don't know if you're him. Mike Evans.
Very into David Montgomery in the 5th.
I love David Montgomery here. Why do you like David Montgomery? Because I've already talked about it a few different times. What's the David Montgomery sell?
Well, he fits the exact style of play that team wants. This just like tough, bruising, grinder, workhorse kind of running back. D'Amico Ryans was talking about how like drastically improved the running back room is by adding David Montgomery. Woody Marks, not a good running back. I know we just took him in the 5.55, but like there's a very clear talent difference between those two guys, and David Montgomery is just like a 3-down back who embodies everything that this offense wants to be about. We talked earlier about the Texans wanting to deploy more multiple tight end sets, and a lot of that is because of the run game. And they drafted I can never remember how to pronounce this first. Is it Kenyon Rutledge, the offensive lineman who they drafted, who is just an absolutely mauling offensive lineman in the run game. So they're showing this commitment to the run game. This is part of the reason why they struggled in the playoffs last year, while Woody Marks was the starting running back. And they traded some like pretty decent draft capital to get Montgomery. So really, all the signs kind of point to one last ride for Dave Montgomery. He was upset with his role in Detroit, and I think this was one of those kind of like rare-ish situations where the team is actually trying to do best by this player who they liked quite a bit, and they knew he wanted a workhorse role. They knew he wasn't going to get that behind Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit, and Nick Caserio, the Texans general manager, talked about like how similar the Texans are to the Lions in how they approach everything, how it's like, toughness first kind of stuff. And I think it's just a really, really good match.
Travion Henderson almost just fell to us at pick 68 here. We're up on the clock. Jordan Tyson is here if we wanted to go back to the well. Drake May is here if we want to just get our guy.
Yeah, it's tough to pass on May here.
Yeah,
with AJ Brown.
It's tough. What would you have done if Travion was here? Would you have tried to push May and done Travion, or would you have just clicked May?
I might would have just clicked May.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer Ramondre to Travion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because if Travion didn't come back to us, we still have that chance too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that does make some sense there. But yeah, no, I love the David Montgomery stuff. I just think too, like volume, right? Even if
Yeah.
you told me that the offensive line wasn't gonna be like improved, which I think it'll be, it's hard to be as bad as it was last year. So I think it will be improved.
Yeah.
But I just think like in the 5th round, tell me guys in the 5th round that are going to get more touches per game than David Montgomery. Because I think David Montgomery is going to get more touches than all those guys in the 5th round. Every running back that you see go in the 5th round, I think he gets more touches per game than any of those guys. I think Woody Marks is a strictly 3rd down back. And David Montgomery was brought in to be a workhorse. Like you said, he couldn't be that in the Detroit. Detroit knew it. Houston went out and got him and stuff like that. And he went to the perfect spot to be a workhorse because, like you said, they want to lean on the run game to set up the big plays down the field. Because CJ, what he wants to do, he doesn't want to dink, and he wants to throw the ball deep. And if you don't have a good run game or you struggle in the run game, it's going to really hurt those deep play action passes and stuff. I've talked about this before, but that's what CJ wants. David Montgomery is going to open up all that stuff. So I'm not a huge CJ guy, but I do think you're going to see David Montgomery help the deep passes down the field to Tank and Nico and those type of guys. We're up here. Jalen Hurts. If we want to go back to the quarterback, we do have CMC for week 17.
Yeah, I'm pretty much always Jalen Hurts in the middle of the 7th round here.
I think he's like one of those guys. If you were just to ask me, like, who's a safe guy in the 70s at quarterback? Like Jalen Hurts, to me, I feel like he's pretty safe, right? He's going to get the upgrade of losing that offensive coordinator and getting the new offensive coordinator. I think that's going to help. I think AJ Brown not like demanding the football and that being gone, I think is also going to help him because it's like probably added pressure to be like, we got to make sure he gets his touches where that's kind of out and he can just kind of focus on just running the offense and whoever's open gets the football and stuff. I don't think Devontae is going to be that demanding. I think he's just going to naturally get his and stuff. And I think that helps, honestly. There has to be an added pressure when a guy is just like demanding to get more touches in the football.
Yeah, Sean Mannion talked yesterday in a presser about how they're still going to be doing the tush push. That's a big advantage for them. So they're going to keep doing it. Also, there's this one of the things, people ask this question of if you could see any stat line for the season, which one would it be? For me, it's Jalen Hurts because like we would kind of get a snapshot of how good the passing game is and also like what the design rushes are for him, and then obviously how many rushing touchdowns he gets. But yesterday in the same presser, while Mannion was talking about Saquon Barkley, one of these questions that everyone has is like how many design runs is Jalen Hurts going to get this year? Like is it going to be like last year? Is it going to be like seasons before that? But Mannion was talking about Saquon Barkley and said obviously Saquon is a focal point of our offense as we build the run game and what we're going to do formationally. You want the play action pass game, the keeper game to play off of that. So it was really nice to hear him mention the QB keeper game and kind of like, oh yeah, like these design runs will still be in our offensive bag here.
Yeah, we're still going to use him that way, which I feel like they were kind of pulling back on for whatever reason. I don't know if it was the OC, if it was Hurts, maybe a little both, but it feels like Mannion's like, no. We're going to use this dude. This dude's a threat here. We'd be dumb, which is kind of the point. Like you'd be dumb not to use him that way.
Yeah, reportedly going into last season, it was Jalen Hurts who.
That was the report. Yep.
Yeah, who wanted to like not have as many design runs and.
So we're back up. Mekhi Lemon's still here, which you said he is falling. Blake Corum, if we want to go running back, I'm a big Corum guy.
Love Corum. Love Quorum. Let's see if we can push Makai Lemon again.
Okay, so let's do that.
Didn't work last time, but we'll try it again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll try it. Let's see if it works here. Jaden Reed's still here. There's still other receivers if we have to go that route. I mean, because we're pretty good at quarterback, unless we get like a nice fall on someone. I'm comfortable with Drake May and Hurts.
For sure.
If we don't get a third, it's not a big deal. CMC, I mean, our running backs are pretty solid. Like if Love can do what you're talking about and be that like pass catcher, and have those big plays and stuff. And then I think Blake Corum's just going to be a solid back with high contingency upside, like the best if something happens to Kyron. What's a better situation than the Rams and just getting all the work? Like, is there a better spot for a running back? Like, I don't know, Greg, honestly.
Yeah, if you were to do just like team running back, like the Rams will be so high. And if something happens to Kyron, then it's going to be like almost exclusively Blake Corum. It'll be like 80+%.
What would be your 3 favorite like running back spots? Like team running back, like for if I told you get 3 teams and that running back gets all the high value touches, every single one of them, goal line, red zone, like every single one of those touches, who are the 3 teams you'd want?
Oh man.
I'll name 2 for you right off the bat. Rams 100% and the Jaguars 100%.
Interesting.
Give me all the Liam Cohen touches at running back.
Yeah. I mean, it is hard to kind of separate from the Lions. Just knowing that like Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy there.
I was thinking San Fran, but you make a good point. San Fran or the Lions, that'd be a tough one right there. Yeah, the Lions are good. Damn,
But if there was no Kyron Williams, Blake Corum would at least be going where Kyron is right now. I think the Kyron price is kind of crazy right now.
Dude, Blake Corum, I think, would go higher than what the Kyron price is. The Kyron price is only the Kyron price because Blake Corum was eating in so much. Brock Purdy's still here. We do have CMC if we want to go a third. Wan'Dale Robinson, Stephon Diggs. Kincaid.
I am a big Kincaid guy.
Oh, let's do it then. Kincaid it is. And we needed a tight end, so that
I think you could make some really, really sexy like 4 tight end builds, starting with Kincaid, and then later you get a guy you get a Dalton Schultz for kind of some floor there. You throw in a Terrence Ferguson.
Oh, you're a T-Ford guy too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there. Now we're talking right now. We're talking the good stuff right here. So for anyone listening through 9 rounds, we have a 2-4-2-1 here. Christian McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Jeremiah Love, Luther Burden, David Montgomery, Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Blake Corum, and Dalton Kincaid. So another draft, Greg. We're gonna have to start to make up a little bit at the wide receiver position.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. There's plenty of good picks coming up for the boys.
Honestly, too, I feel like receiver I'm like the most comfortable doing this with. Where if I have to like make up at I hate making up at quarterback. I just hate it. Like if I get out of a draft and I don't take at least one quarterback in that 6 through 8 window, it just feels wrong to me. Unless I have Josh Allen, obviously. Yeah,
the toughest is when you're in this range and you have to kind of catch up in multiple areas. You're like, I have to get another quarterback here. I have to get another running back here. I have to get another. I have to get my first tight end here. It's like, man.
Yeah, but with us, we're the way we're building. We have our running backs. If we ended this draft and we had 4 running backs,
we could be good right there.
We could literally be good. And I think the same thing with quarterback. So really, we're just talking about wide receiver and tight end. And tight end's another position where, like you said, you got T. Ferg, you got Dalton Schultz, you got, even Cade Otton. These aren't sexy picks, but they're just hey, they'll give you a couple weeks on DraftKings. They'll give you some usable spike weeks there. So All right, let's just look at the board here real quick. We're almost back up on the clock. I think we could go with maybe a Patriots receiver. Xavier Worthy's kind of fallen a little bit. He's at the top of the kick. I've seen him go like 130 too, Greg.
Wow.
So people are not into that as much. Are you into Dobbs, Worthy, Samuels here? We could go Dallas Goedert to pair with Hurts.
We could go Dobbs and see if Worthy comes back to us.
All right, let's do that. Let's take Dobbs here. I like getting that. So we got the full double stack with Drake May, Dobbs, and AJ Brown. And then let's see. Yeah, I mean, he could fall back. Worthy is someone that people do not like drafting. Right? They don't like clicking the obviously he's got the shoulder issue. He didn't come back to practice. I don't know if did we get a report on him today? I didn't see one, but
I don't think there's one thus far. There is a Josh Downs that just came across the wire.
Ooh, what's the Josh Downs?
2032 again. No.
2032 shit.
Steichen said that his groin injury is not serious.
Okay. Well, that's good because if they lose Josh Downs, this team is in
Tyler Warren 200 targets.
I mean, legitimately 200. Like, he might just break the record again. We might see another record broken. Xavier Worthy does not fall to us, unfortunately. 122 here. The kick has Khalil Shakir at the top. Deebo Samuel's here. Dallas Goedert. Jalen Coker, if we want to go receiver again. What do you think? Because I don't really love these three options here.
I'd be Shakir here.
Okay, let's do it. Shakir. We do have Kincaid, so
yeah,
can kind of build that out a little bit.
I like having Shakir and Kincaid together.
Shakir's another one of those receivers. I don't think you're going to get like any massive weeks out of him, but you're going to probably get a couple double-digit weeks that just could end up being on your team as like a fourth receiver type play. So. Not a fun click, but maybe necessary for a team like
he's a utility click.
Yes, exactly. Coker goes, Shaheed goes. What about these Browns guys? Because the two rookie receivers, Casey and Denzel Boston, they're getting a ton of love right now in camp. But obviously the quarterbacks are. The quarterbacks, they got wrist up and they got Deshaun Watson, who looks like he might be so bad that they might even not be able to contemplate starting him week 1.
Yeah, they're talking about maybe we give Dylan Gabriel some more reps.
Not again.
In practice.
Not again. Oh, geez. I can't do Dylan Gabriel 2.0. I can't do it again, Greg. My eyes are still bleeding from watching Dylan Gabriel the first time. I don't think I can handle the stress of it. My Denzel Boston bags would not enjoy it either. But are you into either of these two? I mean,
I'm very into Concepcion.
Okay.
I think he's just such an outstanding prospect.
I think he just went here at the turn. He's definitely the more upside swing type of guy right there with Casey, but he's someone I've clicked a little. I've clicked them both a little bit. I don't click any Judy though. I refuse to do the Jerry Judy, Calvin Ridley. I refuse to capitulate to the Jerry Judy, Calvin Ridley top guy that the kick pushes on me, and I'm like, no, that's where I draw the line. Kick. Okay.
This feels like good value for Dallas Goedert here.
Oh, yeah, this is a great. I was thinking about taking him the last round. This is a great value on Dallas Goedert. Let's do it. So now we got our Goddard to pair with Hurts. I mean, that was a great fall. Honestly, tight end, I'm like totally comfortable now at tight end.
Yeah.
We got Goddard.
Very good.
Kincaid, and there's still guys we can get later. Look at Jake Ferguson still on the board. Interesting. A little tight end fall. I did see Jalen McMillan. We got that news this morning that he was back and doing individual drills. So he wasn't back like fully at practice, obviously, but it's kind of, to me, a little bullish that he's already back doing some drills and getting in a little work.
Yeah, Bowles had said the other day, he said on August 4th, he banged a knee, so he's been nicked up for a day or two. We're just being careful with him. So that was like, I know the big one that went viral was like, oh, there's not sure how long he'll be out when they asked him about the timetable. He's not saying he's going to be out a long time. He's just saying like I don't know exactly when he's going to be back. But if you go back 2 days, he's saying like, hey, he's been nicked up for a day or two. Saying that someone is nicked up, that's like not a bad injury, and we're just being careful with them. Like, yeah, this never sounded like a serious injury.
Yeah, and remember too, this is a team that they just lost their best weapon in Mike Evans in the offseason. They drafted Ted Hurst. They got some youth. Tez Johnson already went down in camp. Like, they're probably just being really cautious. They need these guys.
Yeah, this feels like Jalen McMillan to me right here.
Yeah, as we talk about him, and I'm just like, the kick does not like Jalen. I have
no, they don't like him.
Ahead.
Yep, same.
Like, I have him, I think 15 spots past ADP ranked, like ahead of ADP, and I swear, like, he'll go in like the 160s, and he still won't be near the top click, even if I need a receiver.
This guy came back from a broken neck last season and immediately earned targets.
They jammed him in there.
Yeah.
Like literally jammed him in there with all those good guys. And they're like, no, Jalen McMillan deserves all this stuff. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, they really like him.
They like him. Baker likes him. And at 150, I like him.
I mean, I'm into, and we got the correlation with Blake Corum, so we get that little week 17. I'm into all the Bucks. Like, the Bucks offense is just a complete smash. They're going to have a bad defense. Yeah. They already pissed off their best defensive guy in Vita VA, who doesn't look like they're going to pay. But then they're saying, oh, we're not going to trade him. But maybe that's trying to drive up the price a little bit because teams know that they're not paying him. I don't know. I don't know, Greg, what if you have any thoughts on that. But I think that's super bullish for the offense in general as a whole. They're probably going to be in a lot of friendly game scripts, with the secondary being, I think, pretty rough.
Mm-hmm. A couple good comments in the chat here. One saying that Baker is going to be the next QB for the Vikings. I could actually see KOC being very into Baker Mayfield. And then somebody talking about pairing Ted Hurst with Jalen McMillan. I've done that quite a bit in drafts this season.
I have a ton of Ted Hurst. Where's my Ted Hurst bags here? Well, we'll have to wait a little bit. I definitely have a lot of Ted Hurst. He's someone I was clicking pre-draft. He's someone
fun player.
I'll give credit to the kick too. The kick was very, very high on Ted Hurst, or got very high on Ted Hurst, even pre-draft at some points, and because not a ton of people knew about him coming in. You know what I mean? But he is catching eyes in camp. I mean, he made a few plays this morning. I don't know if you saw some of the videos this morning, but a couple nice catches. He's big. He's fast. They can throw the ball up to him. And when they lose Mike Evans, Greg, like, what does this offense need? They need someone they can throw the ball up to. They don't really have that with these other receivers.
Yeah.
Omar Cooper's here at 164.
Let's do it. Yeah.
What's up with the fall? I'm not even like, I have 13% Omar, which is, like solid, but I'm not clicking him like every time I get in this range. But I've noticed the fall, and I'm like, because I'm an AD Mitchell guy, so I try to click AD a ton, but he's someone that he's kind of hit or miss, because in some drafts people just love AD Mitchell, so they just want to keep clicking him, so I'll miss out. But I've noticed the Omar Cooper stuff, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, people loved Omar Cooper. Are they souring a little?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that AD Mitchell is going to be out there a bunch. I know that the Jets, both Aaron Glenn and Frank Reich, have talked quite a bit this offseason about how much they love the tight ends and how they want to do these like multiple tight end sets. this season. So obviously that takes a receiver off the field, and that's probably Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Kenyon Sadiq going down maybe helps a little bit if they were trying to use him. Maybe him coming slowly, but it does seem like they just want to use those formations in general a little bit more with the team they have. We're back up. The kick is showing all these wide receivers here. Jennings, we got like the week 17 stuff. He's a faller. Dontavian Wicks with the quarterback. Trey Harris is up here. Who do you like?
I think I might be Wicks here.
Ooh, okay. Let's get the guy. Let's pair it. That's probably who the Jennings fall was interesting just because we took Cooper, but I'm not super into Vikings this season. That's kind of one of my. I'm a little lower on that offense. He's definitely the guy I click the most though because he falls. So I'll click him the most. But if you ask me like who are some offenses, I'm definitely much lower than the field on. The Vikings, Washington would definitely be two of those offenses that I'm low on for sure. Who's like an offense you would be low on?
Sorry. Hold on. Ian Rappaport, Luther Burden should miss, quote, a little bit of time, end quote. That's so vague.
That
a
is
little bit of
so
time.
vague.
What for training camp for the regular season? What is that?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
When you said like quote, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, he's making me hold on to my hat right now. What is he doing to me right now? Okay, a little bit of time. Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's provocative.
The Bears literally don't want to give anything.
Nothing.
I mean, literally, they don't give a shit about it. They don't care. They're like, nope, don't give anyone any information whatsoever. Load up your Loveland bags in the. Loveland is like an auto pick for me in the fourth right now. I'm just taking them.
Might load up my Burden bags in the fifth.
I might just keep clicking them, honestly. At this point, Greg, I'm too deep, bro. I'm in too deep.
That's right. Hey, sometimes the only way out is through.
It's through. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. The only way out is through.
Keep digging.
I might just have to keep digging there a little bit. But Greg Dulcich goes. The kick is showing tight end. Tank Dell is up here too. We do have a teammate that we could pair with. Trying to think, is there anyone else? So we have a 2 quarterback, 4 running back, 7 receiver, 2 tight end build. So I mean, I think we could go a few different ways. Kayshon Boutte goes there.
I got a guy here.
Okay, all right. We got to hold. We got to refrain from saying it though because we got a lot of people that are probably in this draft that are in this chat right now. So we gotta wait. Say a random player that you definitely
Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
The wide receiver 2 for the
That's your highest drafted 20th round pick, Greg? Is that what you said?
Oh my god.
My god.
Back to back too. I was into either of those guys.
I love both of those guys too.
Off.
Unbelievable. Tank Dell's at the top, Zachariah Branch, Kate Otten, Ted Hurst is here. Jacoby Lane, if we want to buy into the Jacoby Lane.
I would do Tank.
Let's do Tank. Okay.
Man, that's brutal.
I can't believe that just happened. I was like, we are definitely going to get one of these tight ends. I was feeling it. I was so sure we were about
runner.
Unbelievable.
Listoic asking if I caught That Boy Nice Vapors from Todd Munkin on Judkins the other day. Yeah, Todd Munkin 2 days ago said Quinshon Judkins is just a bull. He's a bull, man. He's a downhill powerful man, and it's fun to watch. He is hard to bring down, and he's got something inside of him from a competitive standpoint that's fun to watch.
I like it. Quinshon's one of those guys. Like he's another guy. Like I don't seek him out, but like if he falls to me, I'm okay clicking it, just because it's the Browns, and I'm like not trying to be overly bullish on the guy who goes the highest for the Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean? But it is a weird range. The problem is, like, sometimes we get David Montgomery falling to us in the 5th, and I'm like, I gotta click David Montgomery over
Yeah.
Quinton.
It's do you want like 75%, 80% Quinshon Judkins on a bad Browns team, or do you want like 60% Bucky Irving on like a pretty decent Bucks offense?
Like a fun offense, pretty much. Yeah, that's the dilemma. Like, you get the best player on the bad team, where Bucky may not be the best player on the bad team, but
let's do Hurst here and pair him up with J-Mac.
My 21%. Let's just add to the Ted Hurst bags here. He's just such a good pick. Great offense, has the upside. They really don't have someone to play the role that I think he has the ability to play and do some of the things that he can do. I feel like some of these other receivers, maybe not Ibuka, but the rest might be a little capped for what they can do compared to him. So I love doing it, and I love pairing him with McMillan. I don't think it hurts McMillan at all. You get 2 late receivers on a great team.
Yeah, and it could be a situation where Jalen McMillan is starting off the season at X and playing all those snaps, and then like maybe later in the season, Ted Hurst has gotten to the point where they're like, all right, this guy is absolutely ready to go. We can't keep him off the field anymore, and they kind of take McMillan out a little bit, play Hurst a little bit more.
Let's see here. Let's not forget Judkins had no training camp last year, and how he has a full training. Yeah, I mean that is a good point. That's fair. Full training camp. That's definitely huge. He's super talented. I mean, on a different team, I'd be so in on Quinshon Judkins. I'd be clicking him every time on like just a little bit of a better team with like a competent quarterback and a better offensive line, and not the Browns. You know what I mean? Just in general. But I get it. Music. Life 1, Ian Rappaport 7, Bears wide receiver Luther Burden suffered a groin injury recently in practice and should miss a little bit of time, sources says. One to keep an eye on. So a groin injury. Did you say groin injury? I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
All right. So we're back up on the clock here. 212. Michael Mayer is here if we want to go tight end. We could also go with like a Raritan later if we want to go receiver. I mean, Caleb Douglas, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, we could do. You like Caleb Douglas, right? We can
I do.
Caleb Douglas. Let's do it.
I do. I like Caleb. I like leaning into one of these Miami guys, and I like trying to lean into one of the rookies on a team like this. They're going to be bad, but
sorry, Luther Burden. Talk. You want this?
Oh, yes, I want it.
This is from Jeff Mueller, who's a great follow on Twitter. He says, groin injury confirmed for Luther Burden. And then he has high five emoji.
Oh, okay. All right, Jeff.
Says, only concern would be if it's in the sports hernia realm, though he could play through that for 2026. As of now, with 5 weeks to go before week 1, I'll assume he misses 2 to 3 weeks and then be reevaluated. Great news, it wasn't worse.
Okay. I mean, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
This might be a good day to draft Luther Burden.
Yeah. Yeah. Get in the streets and draft some Luther Burden, because people are still going to be, like you said, because the first quote, the Rappaport quote, is vague. Like, very vague.
Yeah.
Very
a little bit of time from when?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll just see what happens. Thanks, Ian, for that insight here. But that makes me feel a lot more comfortable that at least he's looking at it as more of a bullish thing, that it could have been way worse.
And he actually spelled it Thyme, so that makes it even more.
Oh God.
Michael Mayer.
Let's do it. We got Jeremiah Love. Let's lean into that.
Week 17. Bring back.
Yep. So right now we've got 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 10 receivers, and 3 tight ends. We could go with the 4th tight end for our last pick. We could go with a fifth running back if we want. I think wide receiver though, we pretty good with 10. I don't normally click over 10.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning fourth tight end here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean our running backs, McCaffrey, Love, Montgomery, and Blake Corum. That's a solid group. I don't think we need to push that one there. And we got options at tight end. We got Charlie Kolar, Darnell Washington, Eli Raritan. I don't know if you're into Tonjes, but he's here right now. Eric All, Theo Johnson. I think these are all like okay clicks at the very end.
Yeah.
So all right.
10% Kohler. Love it.
Oh yeah. I've been clicking them. I had a similar, like the leg up was on it too, but I was pretty on the Kolar stuff like from the beginning.
Nice.
Just because of the money and when you signed David Njoku to like nothing and Arondé Gadsden, struggled blocking last year and was more. I thought from the beginning, this is how I saw that tight end room. Arondé Gadsden is going to play what Darren Waller played for Miami last year. If you remember that role, I think that's Arondé Gadsden. And then I think you're going to see more of like David Njoku and Kohler playing the 12, playing the like, and then you'll see them kind of like split off the 11, but like on obvious passing situations and in red zone, you're going to see Gadsden out there probably in 11, but in 12, you'll see Kolar. So I think Kolar has a chance to play a little bit 11, but definitely more the heavy personnel. You're going to always see Kolar, and you might not always see Gadsden.
I think Kohler is going to play a lot of 11.
So you think he's going to get that makes it even
I think
better.
he's their main inline tight end.
So that makes it even better then for Kolar.
Yeah. Also, whenever Jim Harbaugh has been asked about the tight end room, he is always bringing up Charlie Kolar first.
I love this.
And this includes one the other day where they ask him about, hold on a second. Let me
find it real quick, because any Charlie Kolar takes, I mean, if you were in on Charlie Kolar in the beginning, you got to remember we were getting made fun of by a lot of people who have now leaned in a little bit more to the Charlie Kolar stuff. So I love any Kolar quotes.
August 4th, reporter asks Harbaugh, hey, you got this awesome tight end room. What do you think of David Njoku and Arondé Gadsden coming back and all that jazz? And Jim Harbaugh said, so far, so good. Really good. Charlie Kolar, David, Arondé. That is a really strong group. And then he threw in Scott Matlock as well.
Oh, he threw in Matlock too. You might as well just throw in Matlock. Why not?
They asked him again yesterday. It was really funny. Hold on a second here. Yeah, they asked him where he sees the tight end room. Who does he project being the starter? And first he goes like four really highly capable players is what we see. Charlie, David, Arondé, Scott. Let's do Kolar.
Let's do it. We talked him up. We got to finish out with a little Charlie.
It'd be so funny if we went like Raritan or something.
I know. Raritan would have fit the team too, but I love leaning into the Charlie Kolar stuff. I mean, the Charlie Kolar, people hate it, but he's going to play a lot. Like you said, inline tight end. He's going to be the main guy. And he's on a great offense with Justin Herbert as the quarterback. He's actually going to get a chance. Like, he was just buried behind Andrews and Likely. And I think that's the other thing too, Greg. I don't think people like it, one, because people think maybe he's not as good, but he was pretty talented, like, coming out. It was just that he was buried behind two really talented tight ends. I don't think we should downgrade him for being buried behind Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Those are good tight ends. Yeah,
he was a very, very productive receiving tight end coming out of college. He was not known as a blocking tight end, and then he developed into this like steamroll blocking tight end in the NFL. So he still has that the pass catching chops in his bag. So like people who are saying, oh, he's just Josh Oliver, like, no, he's not. Josh Oliver had like one productive pass catching season in college, and then he is not, I don't think, like ever been the tight end one for any team. Like he was always behind like Hawkinson, and these guys. Charlie Kolar is going to be the guy that's playing the most tight end for the Chargers this year.
I agree. Love it. Esco, what's cracking, fellas? Just realized I'm in the room. Good to have you in the room here. This is the final team, guys. From the 5-hole, CMC, AJ Brown, Jeremiah Love, Luther Burden, David Montgomery, Drake May, Jalen Hurts, Blake Corum, Dalton Kincaid, Romeo Dobbs, Khalil Shakir, Dallas Goedert, Jalen McMillian, Omar Cooper Jr., Dontavian Wicks, Tank Dell, Ted Hurst, Caleb Douglas, Michael Mayer, and Charlie Kolar. A little 2-4-10-4 build on DraftKings here. Greg, appreciate you, man. 2 hours in the books here. I am going to jump on your stream on Wednesday. We'll do whatever you need on Wednesday. Make sure you guys check out Greg over at Coachspeak Index and his YouTube channel and his Discord. Greg, talk a little bit before we get out of here about what you got going on.
Yeah, at Coachspeak Index online, and then the just crazy alpha in the Discord, just constant important notes from all of these pressers.
Yeah, I'm getting in. Everyone else should get in Greg's Discord. Guys got the news, got all the Coachspeak at the very quickest time. He's dropping it in the Discord for you guys to get the first look at what all these coaches are saying. Very valuable stuff if you're drafting a ton of fantasy football teams. Best ball over on DraftKings. So make sure you guys get over to DraftKings here. That's going to do it for this edition of the Run Pure Sports Best Ball Show here. Don't forget, use code FOREVER25 for 25% off for life of any package at Run Pure Sports or Run Pure Bets. And that's going to do it for Greg. I am JSU, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.